What's up, y'all? I'm back with another video. It's just Riri. So I am doing 2 videos again today. I realized that me posting more, me putting out more videos on a consistent basis is getting more attraction to my channel. So I'm very thankful to all my 19 subscribers so far, and I'm very thankful for all the views I've gotten even from non-subscribers as well. So thank you guys very much for all the love and support, comments, the likes, the subscriptions, all of that. I really appreciate it. So as you guys can tell, I have my eyebrows done already. I'm gonna eventually get comfortable enough to put my eyebrows on camera. It's a trial and error. Like, I literally just feel like I be having my days where my eyebrows are like perfect, and then some days I be like, oh bitch, like they look like cousins. So I'm definitely gonna try a little bit harder to, you know, perfect it. That way I feel comfortable putting on camera. But anyways, so obviously you see what I have on. It's the Fashion Nova dress I wore in my last video for my outfits, because I'm doing a date night look. So this is the outfit I would wear for if I was going out like on a fancy dinner, a story time with my little cocktail that I made already. I'm gonna get that once I get done with this. So my story time is gonna be about this African guy I dated. For those of you who know who I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna call him the African. And just an interesting story about him. So I'm gonna be talking about that in my story time, and then I'm gonna be doing my routine for my date night look. So thank you guys again for subscribing, and tell your friends to subscribe. I'm gonna go ahead and do the routine first, obviously. Get that out the way, get all my makeup out the way, that way I can just have my little cocktail in my little table, and then, you know, start on the story time. So as I said previously, that I have my eyebrows done already, so I'm gonna go ahead and just highlight my key points for this look today, which is my eyeshadow and my lips. So I'm gonna go ahead and start concealing my eyes. I'm gonna use my Fenty concealer with my LA Girl Pro concealer, mix them together, because I realized that they are not the same. They're not the correct shade, I should say. So I definitely mixed them together to kind of give the shade that I want it to be. So I just use that on the back of my hand, and use my brush to kind of just go ahead and conceal my eyes with both of them. Like I said, they're not the right shade, so I had to, just improvise. A lot of times we need to do is opposed to just buying it all over again, because who wants to keep spending money, right? So anyways, I'm going ahead and doing that. And now I'm going to go ahead and I blended that out. So I'm going to go ahead and start applying my eyeshadow. I'm using the ColourPop Honey palette. I did not realize it was but first shade I'm going to use is the it's spelled like Behave, but anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and use that color. Honestly, I love this palette. It's probably my favorite palette that I love to use. This is like an everyday look for me, but I definitely like using gold whenever I'm going out, because I love to kind of contrast that with a red lip. So I'm definitely just going to go ahead and apply that first color on. Not too many colors in this this look, I should say, but I'm definitely just gonna go ahead and maybe use 1 or 2 different shades to kind of just blend it out. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use that shade on both eyes. Like I said, I like to do both kind of at the same time, keep up with the color combinations. And so now the second color I'm gonna use is just Sweet Spot, just a lighter yellow, like a pale yellow, just to kind of blend it in more, lighten up a little bit, not as harsh and dark like the old Behave. I'm still stuck on that name, but anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the mirror. It's a mirror in the palette, so that's why I'm kind of like facing that particular way so I can see better. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out some more. I like to use different brushes. Obviously you need different brushes to blend it out a certain way. I use one brush to place the color. Even if it is harsh, you definitely want to make sure that if all else fails, just blend this shit out, because you never want to put a harsh, like let's say you put a black on and you just put it on and you don't blend it, it's just gonna look like you got black eye. You always gotta remember to blend it out. That's what you have all these brushes for. They didn't put all these brushes in the thing, I can't think of the name, for nothing. So they definitely have a purpose. So anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and just apply that other color on top of the Behave one. So next up, I'm gonna be concealing my like the inner corner outward of my eye with the same combination of my LA Color Pro and my Fenty concealer. And please don't mind my dog barking in the background. I have two of them, they get on my nerves, but anyways, don't mind them. I wish I could just silence them, but anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. Whenever you are doing combinations of colors or glitters or anything, I definitely recommend this. But depending on the color choices, you definitely want to leave sort of it kind of blank. Whenever you are using more colors, you definitely have to be mindful of how much you're putting on, because otherwise it's going to smear. Just depending on the look you're going for. So I believe when it comes to eyeshadow, you just have to kind of be patient and mindful. If you're doing for a more complicated, complex look, you're definitely going to have more time as far as making sure it looks crisp and clean and neat, and making sure it's blended out. And then I hear I am dancing. I don't know what I'm listening to, but I'm listening to something. But anyway, I was going to go ahead and blend that out. So here I'm going to be using the Palooza glitter on top of the concealer that I set. I made sure I aired it out, let it set in for a minute or two so it could properly set in, so it's not going to move as I'm putting the glitter on there. So I'm just using a little brush, that way I can go, I'm kind of just spreading it out, that way it doesn't look like I just toppled it on to each other. So I'm just going to go ahead and use that brush to go ahead and put that on top. This is probably my favorite palette as far as I really love gold. I've realized that gold is like my go-to color. You kind of have your go-to palette that you go for whenever you just look for a simple look, but that's gonna do it justice. Like my friend, she has her neutral palette with all neutral colors. This is my go-to everyday palette. Even if I'm not going anywhere extravagant, I would literally plop some glitter on and go by my day. But I'm now going to be using my NYX glitter liner to just outline on the top of where I concealed my eyes, to kind of just give a little pop. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on my first eye. So as you can see, I already did my eyeliner because I have to really just concentrate on that, making sure it's a sharp little wing. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just apply my foundation, which is of course Fenty. I definitely want to try other foundations just to kind of see the overall look of it. I've always kind of felt like this foundation was my right shade, but I even went to Sephora and they told me that I had the right shade. So, but what I have realized is that I don't like to apply a lot of it on. I don't like to cake. I really put a lightweight amount on my face, because I definitely want to. You can just tell when somebody has too much. You can definitely overdo when it comes to foundation. If you need, I feel like a lot of times people don't know really. You have color corrections and concealers that you can use to help with acne scars or redness or anything. So I think a lot of times people feel like the more foundation the better, which is not always the case, because you definitely don't want to be bleeding foundation down your damn neck. So I definitely always recommend just, if you need extra product, do that, as opposed to adding just more foundation. You don't want to look cakey on your face, so just make sure it's a lightweight amount, that way it looks more natural instead of all cakey and shit. So I went ahead and just did my conceal, contour, my highlight, my lashes. I went ahead and did that off camera because I wanted to mainly highlight my eyes and my lips for this look. So I went ahead and did everything else. I set my face and everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my lips now. So what I'm going to be using is my NYX black lip liner. But the reason why I have both my Fenty lipsticks is because when I'm done applying the red, I like to just go back and put black on. But since it applies as a lipstick first, I like to be able to move it as opposed to using a pencil. But I like to use a pencil to just apply that first foundation of, you know, color. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the red and blend that in. Honestly, y'all, like, I first started doing makeup, I never realized how beautiful it was to have a brush. I literally just put the lipstick on and just hope for the best, like, honestly. So I always have a brush to blend that out. Make sure, you know, any crevices that you don't get, make sure that you fill every line in, make sure it's sharp and crisp. A lot of people tend to use concealers or foundation to make it more crisp. I try not to do that because I don't really think it's necessary for me to do it. But anyways, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and go back with the actual black from Fenty. That way I have more of a wet consistency. I really love these. Well, honestly, I love the whole entire like lipstick. It's the fact that it applies wet like a lip gloss, but then it sets as a matte, so that way you're able to move with it. Now, I'm not saying you can't, you know, you ain't got a lot of time between its setting, so definitely make sure if you're trying to achieve a certain look, just go ahead and just move accordingly because it will set on you. But you can always just apply more to it. If you need to take some off with, you know, tissue, that's fine as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set that all in place. And oh, I look so cute. So guys, this is the final look. I love this look so much. Oh, and I also use the Trophy Wife highlight, of course. And so this is just the look that I would have when I'm going out on a date, but this is just the overall finished look. But thank you guys again for liking, subscribing. Go ahead and tell your friends to watch this video. Give them a little tip of how I look on a date night, and I will see you on the next videos.